Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video we'll be looking at a Whimsicott deck for post rotation, obviously for Darkness Ablaze. Actually for team up to Champion's Pet, because right now is also Champion's Pet available. Yeah, it is a interesting deck. It is a deck with a lot of potential as long as your opponent isn't in a position to shut down your Fluffy Cotton ability, because any damage done is done to Whimsicott by any attacks. Flip a coin, and if you get heads, you can prevent that damage done to the Whimsicott. 190 HP these days is really low, but considering the fact that you can flip a coin, and if you get lucky you have 50-50 chance to get heads on the coin flip, you can easily just prevent the damage down to Whimsicott. And that's okay. I mean, literally you can get three heads in a row and prevent 3 times your opponent and deny them by doing the damage to Whimsicott, which is pure madness. You can attack for 1 energy, obviously, and that energy will allow you to hit for 40. Energy blow for a single energy card says this attack does 30 damage plus 10, or actually 10 plus 30 more for each energy attached to Whimsicott GX. There's also a Toy Box GX attack as well that says that you can search the deck for up to 5 cards and put them in your hand as well. It's a really good GX attack, but you know, the problem with attacks or effects of trainer or item cards or any other Pokemons that search the deck and after that your turn just simply ends is the fact that your opponent can always play Marnie, Reset Stamp, or something like that. In Expanded Form, for example, they can play Ace Trainer and Marnie. They cannot play Reset Stamp because it's banned, but they can reasonably just reset your hand and, you know, force you to just lose the cards that you actually searched. In order to power up Whimsicott, unfortunately you won't be able to power it up manually to hit for more than like 40 per turn, but there is a Porygon Z with Crazy Code ability that says that as often as you like during your turn, you might attach a special energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. And that's pretty good, because we can add as many energies as we can find from our hand to Whimsicott, and there is a plenty of energy cards that can help us to attack. One of the most important energies in this deck is obviously Triple Acceleration Energy, because once the Triple Acceleration Energy is attached to Evolution Pokemon, it actually provides 3 colorless energies instead of 1, but it needs to be discarded at the end of the turn, which really doesn't matter, because if we can find 2 Triple Acceleration Energies and attach them to the Whimsicott, and one, for example, Aura Energy, we already have 7 energy cards, which means that we are attacking for 220, which is really high amount of damage. So Whimsicott theoretically can one-hit knock out anything with that energy below attacks. What else we have here on this list? We also have Whimsicott with the Prowl ability that says when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you might search your deck for a card, put it in your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So you can search your deck for any card you need, and you can also gust for 40. It's not meant to be for attack, it's here just for the Prowl ability. We also have 2 copies of Crobatwi for Dark Asset ability, 1 Eldegoss with Happy Match ability, obviously 1 the Dene GX, and there is also 1 Intrepid Sword Wii for that powerful Intrepid Sword ability, where we can simply end the turn by drawing 3 cards from the top of our deck, just in case if we have nothing else to play. And it's very good, and it's super strong at the turn 1. Speaking about setup, this deck plays 4 copies of Quick Ball, so we can search the basic Pokemons, 2 copies of Great Ball, where we can reveal the top 7 cards of our deck, and if we get lucky we can simply, you know, pick Pokemon and put it into our hand, and 2 copies of Evolution Incense, which search the deck for evolution Pokemon and help us to get that Whimsicott GX or Porygon lineup much more easier. Obviously this deck needs rare candy, so I'm playing 4 copies of rare candy for the best possible chance to hit rare candy, and then we can evolve from Porygon to Porygon Z, because this deck, as you can see, is not playing Porygon 2, and unfortunately we cannot manually evolve from Porygon to Porygon Z, actually to Porygon 2 and then to Porygon Z. We can only use effect of rare candy to evolve from Porygon to the Porygon Z. Okay, stadium decision is a chaotic swell. We cannot play any other stadium, in my opinion. Expect to, well, actually, yeah, I forgot about one stadium, and it is a Wanderer's Labyrinth stadium. So probably I should try to find a way to put also one Wanderer's Labyrinth as well, because it is a good stadium. Whimsicott is a fairy Pokemon, so he's not gonna be affected by Wanderer's Labyrinth. So I don't know how in the world I actually missed that. But yeah, maybe Chaotic Swell plus Wanderer's Labyrinth be a good way to go with this stadium decision. So I should definitely find one card space for that. I might just substitute Chaotic Swell instead. I'm just gonna see that. For supporter lineups, 2 copies of Boss's Orders. We can always play Eldegoss from our hand on the bench and find ourselves Boss's Orders from discard pile for the Boss's Order play if we need. Obviously we're probably not gonna need more than 2, because this deck will always hit for heavily amount of damage and probably will always be in a position to one-hit knock out whatever our opponent puts in front of us. 4 copies of Marty, so we can deny our opponent hand down to 4 and you know, disrupt them a little bit, but it can also give us opportunity to drop a fresh hand of 5 new cards. Additionally, we have also 4 copies of Professor Researches, and that's it from the Pokemon and Trainer lineup. Speaking about energy cards, this deck plays 4 different special energies and also fairy energies as a basic energy, so 5 different energies in total, or 5 different energy types in total. So I'm starting with a triple acceleration energy that I mentioned at the beginning. It is a very good card. 1 triple acceleration energy provides 3 colorless energies, which means that it adds 90 extra damage to that energy flow attack. Also, we are playing 4 aura energies that can help us also to power up that Whimsicott energy blow energy requirement that requires fairy energy, because aura energy attached to Pokemon provides any energy at the time, but only one of them. For capture energies that can also help us to set up much more easier. Obviously 4 recycle energies, which will always allow us to at least have 4 of them in our hand once our opponent knocks our Pokemon with recycle energies attached, and basically we can always recycle them back with the Porygon Z Crazy Code ability. And obviously 2 fairy energies, a basic one just in case if we're stuck without, you know, energy to attack. And that's pretty much the deck list. The concept of the deck is pretty simple and straightforward. You need to set up Porygon Z in play to get that Crazy Code energy acceleration ability. Once you do that, once you manage to set up, then you really want to go with a Whimsicott GX energy flow, and you really want to hope that you're gonna hit heads in the coin flip and basically prevent your opponent damage down to your Whimsicott with that Fluffy Cotton ability. Overall, I rate this deck to 9 of a 10, speaking about how fancy and how enjoyable it is to play. About speaking about let's say competitive play, from on a scale from 1 to 10, probably I would say it's gonna be somewhere around 6. might be even 7, you know, depending on how lucky you can go with it and how fast you can set those polygons and how lucky you can get with point flips. And speaking about price, it's not going to be cheap to build because it requires the DNA, Eldegoss-ization, 2 crowbacks. I mean, Eldegoss, the DNA-ization could be found for like $5 to $6. Whimsicott is probably around 2 to 3, but the crowback is probably going to cost you like 15 a piece. So overall, you're probably going to need to spend around $70 to $80, maybe even $90 to build this deck. So not going to be super expensive, but also not going to be cheap. Somewhere in the middle, around 70 to $90 depend, or 70 to 90 euros, depend where you're located, and how lucky you can get, how lucky you can be to get those cards cheaply. Anyways, that's it for the video. I hope you guys are gonna enjoy. Make sure to try this deck out. It's gonna give you a lot of fun. Hit that like up and subscribe to the channel for more cool deck videos in the future. Thanks for your time and support. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.